to like you back. Like if you like somebody and you feel like the person is not even looking at your side, the person is not looking at your side, and then tried to communicate, you've tried to give the guy a green light, and then he's not seeing it.
Wow.
How do you get the person to like you back?
Interesting. Well, that's a very powerful question, and I'm glad you're keeping it so real. Because culturally, we have a big problem where the lady isn't supposed to, as it were, and like a lot of people argue, which I also support, that we don't have support from scripture for a woman to, pursue a man. So the question I'm going to ask you, because in answering this question, I'll need to get some feedback from you. Is this person your friend?
Not really.
Not really. Is this person in touch with you, like on any basis, like same department in church, same fellowship, office? Is there any form of communication between you? Oh, okay, little.
Yes, very little.
Are you actively involved on social media or like WhatsApp, or is there any form of communication outside of like regular meeting at office or church or somewhere that joins you? Okay, how did you meet this person? What's the basis of your relationship so far?
Just met on WhatsApp.
Oh, you met on WhatsApp or the WhatsApp group, or how?
WhatsApp.
Has he been consistent with how he has related with you? Like, is he been communicating at the same level, or he used to communicate more and dropped?
Like today we can communicate after a while. Like just communicate today, then for like 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, and then he shows up. Hi, hello, how you doing?
Okay, what has it been like? Just salutations, no serious discussion? Do you know what he does?
I really don't even know anything serious about him.
Okay, have you guys ever really talked about his job or your job or something? Okay, now that's the catch. See, you use what you have to try to see if you can get what you don't have. What you have right now is basic communication, elementary communication. What you want is a committed relationship because you like him and you assume that it's possible that a good relationship can happen between you two. That means you have done some maths in your heart and you can conclude that this person may be reasonable. So you are not actually also saying, marry me. You are in essence saying, I can give this a try. So what you do is you begin to draw his attention into what is possible. Alright, of course, this is after you have concluded to yourself or come to the conclusion that he's not engaged or married, because that's a big factor in this generation. So how do you do that? You use what you have, like I said. What you have right now is basic minimum conversation. So what you do is you add an agenda to the agenda on the table. For instance, you have never really talked about your jobs. You've never really talked about more than salutations or whatever made you meet. So this is the time to, sometimes 2 ways you can ask about how his job has been. You may just get the fine answer, but there's still a way around it. The fact that he gives short answers does not mean it's over. One of the things you can do to such people, drop on the table your own concern on your job and see how much he jumps on it. Because there are guys also who are waiting for more to join them to the lady, and they may not know how to take initiative. Alright, so you can start a salutation. That's another problem for a lot of ladies. Because the guy is wary of, am I doing too much? Am I pressing too far? The guy needs to see more green light. And there's nothing as green as a lady initiating a conversation who you used to initiate all conversations with. See, no matter how powerful that guy is, something is going to tell him, okay, is she also like warming up to me? Alright? So just imagine, for example, you just send him a chat like, oh, how are you doing today? It's been a really tough time here. I hope you're not having a tough time, just like I'm having. If the guy is sensitive, that's when you say, oh, what's going on? Then you jump at it. My boss this, my boss that, blah, blah, blah. You know what you're doing? You are deepening the conversation. Alright? But I'll give you another example, very straight example. It doesn't mean you have insulted yourself. I've not heard from you for like 2 weeks. Hope you're fine. You have not said you're my boyfriend, you have not said you're my fiancé. Alright? So a lot of times the girl also becomes too afraid, to invite him in. So what are you doing? You are inviting him deeper. Alright? Now here's the deal. The point at which you stop is if you make all of that invitation and dude is still not responsive, then you have tried your best. At that point you have to carry that feeling you have for him, because feelings themselves are not reasonable until you put reason to them. Alright? So at that point, you now decide, you know what? Okay, you think this guy is not responsive for whatever reason, then you can step back. In some cases, the guy even comes back chasing and pursuing with all his heart. Alright, so I don't think you should just throw in the towel or just let it go. A lot of ladies have lost potentially good relationship by throwing the towel too early. Alright, so when it comes to this, what you do, you make a little more invitation with your conduct, with your response, with the green lighting and all of that. I have this, I have a couple of articles I've written on our Instagram page, Rooting Your Boas. I think if you go to our page, you would be able to find that. And I share some more principles on that. Rooting Your Boas. You know, because the story of Ruth is very instructive when it comes to matters like this. Did that help you at all?
Yes, sir. But I think the story of Ruth, she was not that went. She was not that made.
That's the green lighting I'm talking about. Ruth did not ask Boaz out. Ruth did not tell Boaz, marry me.
Hey, but that was.
No, it's just that her green light was so strong. And here's the deal. In fact, you're putting me into what I want you to go and read. So let me just say a little more about that. Now, Ruth had a Naomi. In fact, what you're doing here basically is a Naomi process. You're trying to get advice. Because Ruth did not want to go lower herself, because the culture of the day, and like I said, our culture, and you know, like I also said, I don't have scriptural examples to tell you a woman should jump off a man. In fact, the honest truth is a lot of men would actually not cherish you in the long run if you ask them out, or if you are too forward.
But
But
there are some guys that will tell you that it's not a bad thing. You ask me out, it's not a bad thing.
No, the fact that they said it's not a bad thing does not mean it's practically good. Some of those guys will not tell you down the line that they prefer a woman that they chase. See, an average man is a hunter. He wants to put value into what he wants. He wants to chase. That's why I see exactly effort. That's why I see some guys who think they are timid when it comes to woman matter. You know that the scripture that talks about the way of a man and a maid, as it is beyond finding, you don't even know it. You see, something activates in the man. So it becomes a problem when a lady chases down a man, because the problem is you just simply told the hunter in him not to hunt, and that's a problem. So I'm talking about in the long run. He may find it interesting now. How would he find it later? Alright? Now back to your Ruth and Boaz situation. Like what I just told you in this counseling is actually a Naomi process of trying to show you, you know, that you can green light him. So what Ruth did was to green light him. See, the reason why Ruth's own appeared to be so physical is because there was no WhatsApp. you get the point. There was no Instagram. There was no social media. The only way Ruth could do it was to do it physically. Alright? So you don't need to, for instance, would you say Ruth's case, you should go to his house and say, I came to spend the night? No! Alright? Or go to his office and say, I came to stay here for all of the day and to help you walk.
Become a nuisance.
That's nuisance. Alright? So Ruth didn't have WhatsApp, Ruth didn't have IG. You have it. So, you know, go as far as your honor permits. In fact, that's the main thing I have to tell you. Go as far as your honor permits. And I'm telling you, then one more thing before you go. Pray. Pray, pray, pray. Commit your green light to the Lord. Lord, if this is your will, as I show him this green light, let him see it and move.
Amen.
Alright, I guess this will help you.
Alright, thank you very much.
My pleasure. God bless you.